Part five. Oh my gosh. So it is June 24th. So I really took some time this weekend and did some soul searching of what do I want to do? Um, I guess the biggest thing about our business is that there's not anybody telling you what to do. There isn't, what is it going on with my hair? There we go. There's not like when you go to a normal job and you get tasks for the day or you're completing a project and then they tell you here's more work and more work. With being your own business owner, it is hard to know what's going to work and what's not. Now, you can utilize other consultants who have been doing this business longer, but even doing things that's working for them doesn't necessarily mean it works for you. So the hardest part about this business is figuring out what works and what works for you and works for your time and your customers. So I really stopped. I did the email. I still have not gotten any responses. So it's been over a week. So I think I'm just going to go back to text messaging. And as long as I'm not text messaging more than once a week, I think my customers will be just fine because I text them when anything big comes up. So I'm going to text message, trying to decide what I want to text message. So I want to go back over that. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I want to go back over the email that I sent out and kind of construct something. And I'm going to do this live. So that way you kind of get what I'm going to be sending. So maybe it will trigger something. It'll give you some ideas. I'm going back into my workstation to pull up my old email that I sent out. I do kind of want to look at some other stuff. So I'm going to go into the workstation. I'm going to go under contacts and then go under the new section of communication or communicate and then emails. I clicked email. So these are all the emails that I sent out. So I had different groupings. One group that is sent 41, 37 were delivered, 4 were undeliverable. So if I click on this, it tells me who was undeliverable. One of them email dropped. One of them, the email was invalid. And then 2 of them, they wished not to receive communication. So that's why I love using the workstation, because if they have opted out from communication from me and Scentsy, then it doesn't get delivered to them. And I don't have to worry about if it's going to bother them. Let's go look at the next group. Email was invalid. So that means they've either used an email that was not able to be used or it's no longer active. Let's see what it says when I click on the delivered. So it just gives me the list of everybody who got the email delivered. It doesn't have the name. It just has the email address because that's what I did. So at least I can see who got emailed. Okay, so let me see if I can pull up the email itself. So this is what I sent in the email. I was like, hey, I hope you're enjoying your Scentsy products. Your support means a lot to me. If you have any friends or family who might love Scentsy as much as you do, I would be thrilled if you would pass my name along. Your personal recommendations are invaluable. I'd love to share the Scentsy experience with more wonderful people like you. Thank you so much for being an amazing customer. If there's anything I can do for you, don't hesitate to reach out. And I did my Facebook because that's where where the primary source of my contacts are at. And then I also put my website. So again, I didn't really ask them to do anything, any kind of call to action, like, respond to me, let me know you got this, or, if I was doing a post, I'd be like, drop a heart, whatever. So it's different with email, but with a text message, I probably, let's see, what would I send out? Thank you. I'd probably start with, thank you so much for being an amazing customer. So let me type this out as I go through. So I'm going to pull up this. Thank you so much for being an amazing customer. Let's see. I'm kind of like working this backwards because I feel like the email, that was a better flow, but on a text message, I kind of want to get to the point. So thank you so much for being an amazing customer. I really hope you are enjoying your Scentsy products. If you have friends or family who might love Scentsy as much as you do, I would be thrilled if you could pass my name along. Okay, so I'm kind of starting at the bottom and then kind of working myself around. So it says, thank you so much for being an amazing customer. I really hope you are enjoying your Scentsy products. If you have any friends or family who might love Scentsy as much as you do, I would be thrilled if you would pass my name along. Now, I currently have a 0 out-of-pocket kit available. So I need to figure out wording. And now a lot of these, I don't normally send like a template message to all my customers because there are different levels of customers that I have. Now, some of them are my friends and family. So I wouldn't necessarily send this message to my mom. And she's one of my customers. I would send her more or less like, hey, actually, I brought that went down the wrong pipe. I would probably be more or less like, hey, I have a 0 out-of-pocket kit. Do you happen to know of anybody who could use this? I really now got oh, I may have to cut this out. Okay. So with my mom, I would probably send something like, I have a 0 out-of-pocket kit. Would you know anybody who might be interested? I mean, my mom knows I appreciate her being a customer and, her friends and, her family is my family. So that really wouldn't help with that conversation. Now, her friends, she does have friends that I don't know, which I'm not sure why parents have friends that your children don't know. But that's what happens whenever you're in your 40s and your parents have friends. You're like, what? I'm your only person. I'm really trying to get this thing out of my throat. But on someone who I've never met face to face, someone who maybe have only ordered online or maybe was a friend of a friend, I like to stay professional, but I do throw some emojis in there and I do try and joke around because they don't know me. So I don't think they would understand all my humor. So I do a little bit of humor. Now, my best friends, the ones that order from me and have been ordering since I started with Scentsy back in 2020, a lot of them, I know how I can talk to them. And so I would change it up, being like, hey, how's everything going? I just want to let you know how much I appreciate, you as a customer and as a friend. I do have a 0 out-of-pocket kit that I am needing to give away because we do still have a time limit on open parties. So we don't want to keep them forever. We want to try to get them out as soon as possible. So that would be a message that I would send to a really good customer that I have become friends with and know them outside of just being Scentsy. I either know their kids or they've been to my house and we've had conversations, or they know my husband or they know my kids. I mean, like, I've met them through and they're not just a name on a sheet. So when you are thinking about sending messages to a customer, any of your customers, you really do need to modify them per customer. Now, we want to be able to do copy and paste. That's been like a really big deal. It's just copy and paste, just send it to everybody. Well, your people that are your customers are not all copy and paste friends. They're not all copy and paste customers. They're not all copy and paste family. So you want to be very careful about just sending a text message. Now, this is text message. Email's a little bit different. Okay, I'm going to have to pause for just a minute. All right, I went ahead and I got a mint, so I'm hoping this will help. So what I was saying is that your family and friends and your customers are not all cookie cutter. They're not exactly the same. And you're going to come across some customers that are going to become amazing friends, but not all your friends are going to become amazing customers. So you want to treat them differently and you need to treat them accordingly. If you have a customer and this may step on some toes. If you have a customer that's constantly just asking for samples, free samples, or every time they come over, they're always like, oh, I just never have any money and I really wish I want that. Do you have an extra one? If they're not buying from you, then they're not a customer. Don't give away your products for free. Now, it's a little bit different when I give certain things to amazing customers because they've purchased from me. And if I have something extra, or if I get some stuff that's with my free and half price, I don't mind giving them or helping them out on a bad month that they're like, I really need some wax, but I got to wait for this and wait for that. And I have rewards. I will give those away faster than anything else because they have shown and proven to be a customer, not a scammer. And I call scammers anybody who's your friend, customer, family that always wants free but never wants to buy. I'm so sorry. I try not to do this with here. I'm gonna take this out. Okay. I try not to have my videos with something like with candy in my mouth because I just feel like I'm playing with. Hold on. So definitely start looking at how you want to categorize your customers. And again, I'm doing the basic template. These are the things I'm going to send out. This is what I'm going to send out to my customers, but I will modify them. I'll move stuff around because also if you're in Facebook and you just do copy and paste, you're spamming. They see it as spamming. You're sending out too many messages too fast. It's the same message. So I will word it differently for different people. And again, I spent this weekend really kind of soul searching because I frankly have had that imposter syndrome that this isn't going to work. This is not helpful. My business is just failing and I just suck. That's basically what it boils down to. It sucks. I'm horrible. I can't do this. And I had to stop and I had to remember I've done this. This is not like my first rodeo. This is not like my 10th rodeo. I've been doing this now for 4 years. And I'll tell you what, my business has gone up and down, up and down. But it only takes one customer or one teamie, one order, one text message that changes your business and gives you that burst of enthusiasm. And you're just ready to take on the world because you're like, oh my gosh, someone just placed an order. And there's going to be times that you're not getting any orders at all. And what you do in those downtime is what matters. This email, these text messages I'm sending out to my customers is something that I can do while it's slow, while it's lulling. Summer and or spring and summer are one is slower. It's a slower season. I normally do really well during spring and summer, and I do well during fall and winter. And it roughly for me, it's never really high or low. But at the same time, I've had a lot going on. And I have to give myself grace. I'm going to school full time. During the summer, I've taken a Maymaster class, which was a class in 14 days. Now I'm taking their 16-week class in 14 days. I'm taking a 16-week class in 4 weeks. So I'm finishing that up. And so I have my focus other places. So I have to give myself grace that it's not like I'm sitting here only doing Scentsy and I'm getting nothing. I'm doing more things and I have to, again, I talk about giving yourself grace. You got to give yourself a break. You are not perfect. Everything you pick and decide to do will not be perfect. And you have to learn to be able to pivot, to move, to adjust what your thoughts are, what your systems are, what's going on. I sent out Happy Mail. I need to message those people back and make sure that they got all the goodies. A lot of my customers, just enough to, I think, yeah. So a lot of my customers got their stuff and they've responded, and there's others that have not. So again, I just need to go through and I need to figure out who I need to follow up with, who is, maybe somebody through my contacts through the workstation has like the most orders or the most money spent. But sometimes you want to reverse that. Sometimes if you have a new customer, they could be someone who would also be wanting to take the opportunity and partner with you to build a business. You just never know. So offering it to everybody is the whole like rule of thumb. Offer it to everybody because The ones that care, it doesn't matter. And the ones that don't matter won't care. I can't remember now what the saying is. You know what I'm talking about. So make sure that you just keep going. Keep going, guys. This is part 5. I am Cassie Bollinger. This is my journey of trying to regrow my business, regrow my customer base along with my team, reaching out to different customers, trying to get new customers, along with moving some of my customers out from the customer zone into the business partner zone and getting them started on their own business. So let me know what questions you have. Let me know what suggestions I've thrown out that have helped you, or maybe that you're like, this is just horrible, because I think now I can take it. I know now. This is my journey. So it's going to have messy days. It's going to have ups and downs, and I have to accept it and move forward from it. So I love you all. I hope you guys are having an amazing Monday. This is Monday, June 24th, and this is, I think it's part 5. So make sure that you like, share, and subscribe so you can follow me on this journey and figure out what is going to happen next. I'll talk to you guys soon.